Most people don't realize this is happening to them. They think they just work hard. They think they're disciplined, driven, focused. But if you look closely at how many high-functioning adults actually live, something stranger appears. Productivity isn't just something they do. It's the only place they feel valuable. And when that happens, the brain starts organizing life around a very specific rule. If you produce, you matter. If you stop, things feel unstable. You can notice this in quiet moments. A free afternoon. A day with nothing urgent. No deadlines. No targets. No measurable progress. For a moment, everything is calm. And then something uncomfortable appears. A thought that feels almost automatic. Shouldn't I be doing something right now? At first, this looks like ambition. But ambition isn't restless. Ambition knows when effort is meaningful. Restlessness is different. Restlessness usually means the brain has learned to connect action with identity. Somewhere along the way, productivity stopped being a tool and quietly became proof. Proof that you are competent. Proof that you are useful. Proof that you are moving forward. Proof that you still deserve your place in the world. And proof is powerful, because every time you finish something, solve something, complete something, your brain releases a small reward, a chemical signal that says, "Good, you are doing well." For a brief moment, the nervous system relaxes. Not necessarily because the work fulfilled you, but because it confirmed something deeper, that your value is still intact. But there is a hidden problem with building your sense of worth this way. Proof expires. Always. Yesterday's achievement quickly becomes today's baseline. The report you finished, the project you delivered, the problem you solved. For a moment, they feel like evidence. But the brain adapts very quickly. What felt impressive yesterday becomes normal today. And normal doesn't produce the same relief. So the system quietly asks for more. Another task. Another win. Another confirmation that your value still exists. This is how productivity slowly becomes compulsive. Not because people love working endlessly, but because stopping removes the evidence. And when the evidence disappears, silence appears in its place. In silence, there is no scoreboard, no performance metrics, no external validation. Just you. For people who built their identity around competence, this moment can feel strangely uncomfortable. Because competence is measurable. Worth is not. Competence can be demonstrated. Worth cannot. So the mind chooses the safer metric. Output. Output is visible. Output is rewarded. Output produces recognition. And recognition is one of the fastest ways the human brain learns what it should keep doing. Over time, something subtle happens. You stop asking a certain kind of question. You stop asking, "Am I actually living well?" And instead, the question becomes, "Am I producing enough?" Those questions sound similar, but they create very different lives. One organizes life around experience. The other organizes life around performance. And performance has a quiet psychological cost. It slowly narrows the way you see yourself. You stop being someone who works and become someone who only feels valuable when working. At that point, rest becomes complicated. Because rest no longer feels like recovery. It starts to feel like disappearance. If value comes from output, then stopping output feels dangerously close to losing value. So even when the body slows down, the mind keeps scanning for the next task. Something to fix, something to improve, something to complete. From the outside, this looks admirable. focused, efficient, productive. But internally, the nervous system never fully powers down. Because deep down, it is still protecting a fragile belief. The belief that your worth must be constantly proven. And eventually, many people living inside this loop discover something unsettling. Productivity can prove competence. It can prove effort. It can even prove excellence. But it cannot prove that you are enough. And the moment you start noticing that difference, the relationship between work and identity quietly begins to change. Not because productivity stops mattering, but because it finally stops being the place where you look for your worth.